Hi, my name is Sam Johnson and I am a voice teacher. Today I will be reacting to and analyzing Leah Salonga performing on my own for the 10th anniversary concert at the Royal Albert Hall of Les Miserables. Les Miserables. Les Misery. The Miserable. Les Miserables. So first off, the first musical that I was ever in was Les Miserables, and I just hear this intro music and my heart rate shoots up.
Charlatan is what they know, another story must begin.
So that's a fun association that I have with just hearing a few bars of music from 12 years ago. I've obviously seen this a few times.
And now I'm all alone again, nowhere to turn, no one to go to.
Ooh, very round ooh.
Without a home, without a friend, without a face to say hello to. And now the night is near. Now I can make believe he's here.
Okay, so that beginning part, it starts on the G up to the B flat over and over and over and over again. And that's right on a bridge for most people. With Leah, she kind of gets a little bit louder than I think I've heard a lot of people get on that area, but having that little bit of extra volume in that bridge area, I think is a kind of stabilizing factor. It's very interesting. She goes from that very spit out your words, and now I'm all alone again, no one to go, nowhere to turn to, and then she goes to that very round ooh, and you see her lips just go so tight.
Sometimes I walk alone at night when everybody else is sleeping. I think of him and then I'm happy with the company I'm keeping.
Good, so that's got a really similar melody, similar sort of cadence as the stuff before, but because it's lower, she doesn't have to go as loud. Whenever you're deciding to get louder through a section just because it makes it easier, also ask yourself, how will making this change, this volume change, affect what's being communicated?
On my own, pretending he's beside me. All alone, I walk with him till morning.
She does something that I usually correct with my students, which is she goes a little bit wide with everything. Without him, it's that kind of hey kind of place. It brightens up the sound for sure. I don't think that most voices need to go wide like that to get the bright sound. I believe that we can find it in different ways. And my big hesitancy with this is if you kind of set up everything in this place, it's hard to get out of it. And if you're not really good, that will tend to lead to problems, to chest pulling, to things being unbalanced, to feeling like you're being yelled at for your larynx kind of rising really far up in your throat and not feeling super good. With her, she's doing enough other things well that she's balanced that sound, and I haven't heard it affect her voice in that way. The main thing I guess that I'm trying to say is if you're a beginner singer, just don't worry about it. Just see if you can relax your lips and see if that makes any difference.
Without him, I feel his arms around me. And when I lose my way, I close my eyes and he has found me. In the rain, the pavement shines like silver.
So she's using that place a lot, and she's kind of adding it as a diphthong at the end of some of her phrases. in the rain, and going into that smiley place as it goes on, the sound changes. So it almost becomes its own form of a vowel crescendo, right? Going from one vowel to a different one, and that second vowel becomes a little bit more intense or whatever. It's just part of the style. And you hear it a lot with contemporary pop singers with that like indie accent or cursive singer, just not abusing, but utilizing diphthongs and doing it so that it sounds stylistically really interesting.
All the lights are misty in the river.
At the same time, though, like, okay, she's such a good singer that she can go kind of back and forth like this, and there's not that big of a vowel change sound. You can kind of hear it with me here, too. Like, if I go, ah, there's a big change. There's a change, yes, but it's not like, ah, because I'm keeping stuff inside more similar. In the rain, rain. And so you can make those adjustments really, really small in terms of the overall sound change, right? Like the sound won't change that much by making that change with your lips if stuff is going on well inside. But what most of the time happens is like you have to be trained to do that. So if you're just starting out and you start doing these same lip movements, it's probably going to change the sound pretty dramatically, and that's going to make it harder to just balance the voice in general. But the fact that she's doing that to me is a really good sign of, wow, yeah, she's a very well-trained singer, which is obvious, and she's awesome.
In the darkness, the trees are full of starlight, and all I see is him and me forever and forever.
She's also hitting every single consonant, and all I see is him and me forever and forever. Versus if we were trying to turn that into a pop song, if we were singing, if Ariana Grande sang like that, like let's take the big opposite of what she's doing, where Ari tends to slur things, and I've seen a lot of people say, Ari can't sing because she slurs things so much, or like, I can't listen to this because I can't understand any of it. So for example, if you're taking God as a Woman and you were approaching it kind of how Leah does, it would be, you believe God is a woman, and that just starts sounding kind of silly compared to more of the slurry kind of sound.
You believe God is a woman.
It just matters what kind of music you're singing. Nothing is inherently right or wrong in singing.
And I know it's only in my mind that I'm talking to myself and not to him.
Very, very open vowels. Even on that self, inside it sounds like an a vowel. Myself, self. And so that's a little bit of a vowel distortion to make everything sound more the same. Distortion, modification. Modification is probably a better word for that. It's a vowel modification to make it sound tonally more similar to the rest of the line.
And although I know that he is blind, still I say there's a way for us. I love him, but when the night is over.
Yeah, like there's moments like on that it just sounds like it's mixing. It sounds like there's some part of that heady quality that's starting to get involved. It's kind of a lack of thing. I just don't hear the pressure of what you would need to pull chest voice up like that. And that sort of quality is what we would need if we were going to keep going up and sing those high notes. And so within this, it's like appropriate at that moment. But if we were singing the big belty stuff from a few measures before with that same sort of sound, it just wouldn't sound right.
He's gone, the river's just a river. Without him, the world around me changes. The trees are buried everywhere, the streets are full of strangers.
Yeah, you can understand every word.
I love him, but
Even on the hymn, I love him, there's that openness versus I love him, that just makes it sound more consistent.
every day I learn it. All my life, I've only been pretending.
Okay, but there she doesn't pull it up. She doesn't go, I've only been pretending. She kind of mixes it a little bit differently. So rewind there.
I've only been pretending.
Listen to that quality change, because there is a tonal shift that sort of happens as she goes up through there that she doesn't do on the ones that just go up to like the B flat, right? So even just that full step makes it so that she's decided to change the quality. I think that you have to do it at that point because like we don't want pretending. Like that totally changes the quality of sound all the way through.
Without me, his world will go on turning. A world that's full of happiness that I have never known.
Good. On the known, it also kind of went into that headier sort of quality. That's on the C still. It just has that more soprano-y kind of quality versus the beltier one that we're getting, or the more speech-like quality that we've had at other big moments in the song up till now. I have the preference for the slightly bigger sound compared to what she did, but this one is still just gorgeous and it just makes you feel different. So let me know in the comments, how would belting that one sound compared to doing it how Leia does? How would that change how you feel about that moment? How would that make you feel different about Eponine? How would that, because I mean, obviously this is just us perceiving all of these things, but what do you think Eponine would have to be feeling to make this sound versus a different sound?
I love him. I love him. I love him. But only on my own.
Just gorgeous, an angel voice. I love you, Leia Salonga. It also could be that I have never known, that kind of rounder sound going up into that way prepares for the slightly headier approach of that last section. And if you go a little bit too aggressive on that part before, maybe it's going to be difficult to get into this place. I don't know. There are just so many options. And that's what's so beautiful about this. So when you're working on a song like this, try them all out. That is good for a few reasons. One is it shows us what we're capable of. And sometimes if we use an extreme sound, a nasty sound, a really hooty sound, just something that we wouldn't generally go toward because we might view it as bad or as ugly or something, maybe making one of those sounds will unlock some other coordination that would let you then do it in a totally different way. And so I think that it's important to just try all of this stuff out. So when you're looking at different reference videos, like if you watch Leia do it and then you watch some other singers that you like singing the same song, like try doing it the same way they do a bunch of different times. As long as you're just aware of it, then it's just testing on different outfits and seeing what fits best. And there's appropriate times for wearing certain outfits, just like there are appropriate times for using certain sounds. For example, I believe that wearing a t-shirt absolutely everywhere is the most appropriate thing, you know? And if I was making these videos in like a wedding dress or something, wow, that would just not work and no one would watch them. That's definitely a rational metaphor for what I'm trying to say. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and go... Let's see, what else should you do? Leave a comment below of what you think that I should tell you to do. Thank you. Bye.